Getting my heart broken was genuinely the best thing that ever happened to me. And I'm not saying you should now go out there and like heartbreak max, try and get your heart broken by as many girls as possible. But without me getting my heart broken, I wouldn't be the man I am today. I remember vividly sitting on my bed in my room, and my room was at the top floor. So we had to go through two flights of steps to even get there. And then you had this wooden floor that was just super cold because the heating was horrible. And I was looking out of the window in front of me, just staring at the reflection of myself, thinking, man, my heart's broken. I'm at rock bottom. My life couldn't get any worse than this. But I know that my life is meant for more than what I'm experiencing. I know that life could be better than how it is. And from that day, everything changed. Everything started improving, and now I'm here. That was 2022. It's 2026 now, and my life has done a full 180. Because heartbreak is actually a great thing. It gives you an unlimited source of energy to achieve your goals and to become the man that you were created to be. But the first thing that you need to do if you actually want to make the most of this heartbreak and this tough time is adopt an everything is my fault mentality. Now, let me be very clear. Everything is not your fault. It's not your fault that you were treated badly or that someone cheated on you. But this mentality is all about taking 100% responsibility. So you look at yourself, you analyze, and you ask, where could I have actually improved? Like, what could I have done more to make sure that I was the best partner in a relationship or the best person to be with? So you think, okay, maybe I could have leveled up my communication because that's usually the number one problem in relationships. Maybe I didn't voice how I felt and I just assumed that they should know how I feel. And, when they didn't, I was upset. Or maybe I could learn more about female psychology. Men and women are very different. Our minds work very differently. So maybe I should have educated myself more in that region. Or maybe I should have learned about the 5 different love languages because my love language is physical touch. So I thought if I give her so much physical touch, she'll love me more. Whereas her love language was maybe quality time. And you were giving all this physical touch and she just wanted to spend a lot of great time with you. Or maybe you level up yourself in terms of the gym, becoming more attractive, becoming more confident. Look at yourself in the mirror. Take 100% responsibility for your life and genuinely ask yourself, objectively, be honest, because it's not good to lie to yourself. I mean, you can lie to the other people, but never lie to yourself. What could I improve in? Which areas of my life could I actually level up in that would make me the best partner in the world? And start taking responsibility for these things. Start improving these things if you can. And the everything my fault mentality sounds negative. Like, oh, why am I taking responsibility for this stuff? Oh, why am I taking all of the responsibility? But you take responsibility for the things you need to improve in and the negatives. But you also take full responsibility for the positives as well. So yes, maybe you need to improve in these areas, but it's also your fault when you're in an amazing, loving relationship with your dream partner that you're having a great time, that there's so much love in that relationship, that your communication is immaculate. Like all of these things will be your fault as well. So that's why that mentality is so powerful. And I want you to adopt that mentality so that you can actually make the most out of this heartbreak and not end up finding yourself in this kind of loop where you find the same kind of person and you do the same kind of things, make the same kind of mistakes, and you get heartbroken again and again and again. Because insanity is truly doing the exact same thing and expecting different results. You need to do something differently. And that different thing you need to do is work on yourself. Change. If nothing changes, then nothing changes. And you're going to get your heart broken again. So start taking full responsibility for everything. The bad, but also the good after you've improved yourself. Another important thing is understanding that you genuinely have this unlimited amount of fuel. When my heart was broken and I was at rock bottom, I remember that all of a sudden I could do everything. I could lift a car with my bench press a car. I could do anything, genuinely. So I'd wake up at 5:30. I'd be reading books. I was reading a book a week. It didn't matter what it was. I would just make sure I'm getting through this information. And not just any book, because I know a lot of people like to read a book and then just feel this sense of dopamine for completing it. Read books specifically linked to those weaknesses, those shortcomings that may have caused you to not be the best partner in the world. And it's not even your fault. Like, this world is broken. Most people grow up in very broken homes. Maybe your parents are divorced, maybe your parents are always arguing. You learn these habits and these kind of characteristic traits, and you take them into your own relationship because no one teaches you any better. So it's kind of normal for the average person's relationship to either be really toxic and destructive or just to not work at all. So you need to learn, you need to improve in these areas. Read books that will actually help you level up your mindset, level up your communication skills, learn about human nature, female psychology, female nature, learn about love languages, relationships, how to actually heal from maybe some childhood traumas. Maybe you keep being attracted to the kind of woman that aren't good for you because you're looking for something that you lacked in your childhood. These are practical things you need to fix and work on before you can even get into that next relationship. Because everyone's rushing into relationships because they think that that's going to fix their problems. But really, they're just looking for love in the same place that they lost it. You need to actually work on yourself. Get to a point where you love yourself. And when I say love yourself, you actually are happy being alone. Most people get into relationships because they don't want to be alone. They don't even like themselves because they haven't worked on themselves. So you work on yourself. You have this unlimited amount of energy. You go to the gym. You train. I remember coming back from the gym. I used to always go in the evening because I was busy during the day. And I had a scooter at the time. And I remember the journey from the gym back to my house was quite a long journey. And I'd be on the scooter. I'd always be wearing my full black tracksuit on top of my gym clothes. And I'd be scootering on the main road as well. So it's kind of dangerous. But I had my earphones in. And when I had my earphones in, I was in another world. Like, I wasn't even there. I don't know how I never crashed on scooters because I was such a reckless driver. But I had my earphones in. And the same song was just playing on repeat every single time. I don't even think it's a proper song, but it was like 60 miss. In fact, even before the lyrics came in, when you just hear the instrumentals, like, there's so much emotion attached to those lyrics and the instrumentals and the song in general because of that time period I was going through. But you just hear 16 missed calls. Sorry I was busy, but I miss y'all. Oh, that song was playing. I'm on my way back home after the gym. And then I'll be listening to a podcast as soon as I get home in the shower. And as I'm, creaming my body because you can't be dry and ashy, before I go and eat my meal, I was so locked in. And I was locked in because I had this unlimited amount of energy from the heartbreak. And I was investing that energy into myself. Because the other place you can actually invest that energy into is just trying to pursue lots of girls. And so many people come to me for advice after breakups, and I always tell them, hedonism, just looking after girls, trying to fill that void. It's a deep pit, a deep, never-ending pit that you'll just be stuck in forever. You get your heart broken, the girl probably moves on, it happens, and you're like, damn, I want the same. Don't do that. Work on yourself. Level up. Because if you fall into that pit, that never-ending pit of trying to just get with as many girls as possible, it's going to leave you feeling even more empty than you do now after that breakup. So work on yourself. Put that energy back into you. Reinvest it into yourself. Learn to love yourself again. Invest in your future. And as you do this, you're actually going to become a much better person, a better man. And through becoming a better man, you actually end up attracting a better woman. And this is the next thing you need to do. You've just got out of this relationship. Probably wasn't the best relationship. Probably because you weren't the best kind of person. Like, there's some people that meet their future wife when they're kids in primary school. I have a friend like that. He's been with his girl for so long. I'm happy for them. I'm hoping to get the wedding invitation soon. I know he's watching. But not everyone's like that. And for a lot of us, if you haven't improved yourself, you are going to attract what you are. So if you haven't really leveled up, you're going to attract lower quality women. That's just how it works. Because the highest quality women obviously want a man of similar quality, and that's fair enough. Don't hate the player, hate the game. That is a very fair thing to desire. So if you want to attract the highest quality woman, you need to become a higher quality man, which means improving yourself. Like we said, leveling up your confidence, getting bigger and stronger in the gym, becoming more attractive. Maybe lose some weight, get into the best shape of your life, learn about psychology, female psychology, male psychology, become more focused and disciplined, have some sort of purpose or goal that you're actually pursuing every single day. Level up every single area that you can. And through doing this, you become a higher quality man. You're gaining XP every day, like it's a game almost. And now, because you have become this higher quality man, you're going to attract what you are. And that is going to be a higher quality woman. And if you're thinking, OD, how am I even going to become that kind of man? I can't even attract that kind of woman. Because right now, you're probably either not attracting the girls that you want to attract because you're maybe improving yourself, but you haven't quite got to that stage where you're attracting the ones you want. Or you're just not attracting any at all because maybe you lack the confidence, or you're constantly overthinking before speaking to the girls you like and find attractive. How do you actually end up getting to a point where you can attract those women that you dream of? The kind of woman that you'd want to spend the rest of your life with, that you want to raise your children and, come back to after a long day of just hustling and grinding. How do you attract that woman? I'm going to tell you how. What you need to do is get a sheet of paper, and at the top of the paper, I want you to write, my dream partner is. My dream partner is. That's a title. Underline it if you want. And then underneath, I want you to go ham. I want you to go crazy. Write down every single characteristic trait that you want in your dream wife, in your dream partner. Write it all down. Every single characteristic trait. And I know right now you're thinking, oh, I want her to have a nice body. That's not a characteristic trait. The characteristic trait for having a nice body is, okay, disciplined, looks after their health, healthy, trains, goes to the gym. That's the characteristic trait that would lead to having a nice body. But write down everything. Maybe she's kind, she's loving, she listens to you, she loves to give her time and her energy to you. She does all of these nice things. Write it down, everything you want, okay? Maybe she has great morals and values. Maybe she's a good listener. All of it. Write it down. In fact, I hope you're doing it right now as we're talking. Maybe even pause. And then once you've written down this long, extensive list of every single thing that you want in your dream partner, because you can't actually find something if you don't know what you're looking for, remember. Now I want you to go to that title that's underlined, the one that says, my dream partner is. And I want you to cross out that title, cancel it completely, and replace my dream partner is with I am. Why? Because you can't expect your dream partner to be something that you are not. I mean, if you genuinely believe this is your dream partner and she has all of these characteristic traits that you desire, she's going to be a very high quality woman. And she's probably going to be a woman that is sought out by many other guys. Like every other guy is going to want that kind of woman because you've literally listed out all the traits that every man wants. So if that woman is desired by every single man, why would she want you if you are not those things as well? You see what I'm saying? So you've now written down, my dream partner is, you've replaced that, I am. And now you have a list of things that you need to become. You need to become a better listener. You need to become a better communicator. You need to become more secure in terms of your attachment style. Don't be anxious where you haven't got a reply back in 5 minutes and you're thinking, oh, she's cheating. Oh, she's cheating, of course. And don't be avoidant where she's actually showing you love and you're like, no, it's too good to be true. I don't want to get my heart broken again. So I'm going to just leave her and distance myself. You become secure. Work on that because that's what you want in your partner. Make sure you're going to the gym. Like, get in the best shape of your life for your partner and also for your future kids. Like, imagine you being able to lift your 4 children all on your shoulders when they're asleep in your house and you carry them up the stairs to their bedrooms. Imagine that. Isn't that a beautiful sight to behold? Picture that. Like, work on yourself, become all of these things that you would want in a dream partner. And when you truly become these things, as I said, you attract what you are. So you're going to attract a woman that has all of these character traits. And now, that heartbreak that once put you in the worst position of your life, where you thought, I'm not even coming back from this, has now turned into a beautiful platform for you to become the best man that you can be. Not just for yourself, but for your dream partner, your future wife, for your kids, for your family and your friends and anyone that you interact with. Because this channel's all about self-improvement with morality. And self-improvement with morality isn't selfish. It's a kind of self-improvement that allows you to improve the world around you as you improve. Because when you level yourself up, everyone benefits from that. It's a kind of self-improvement that gives back to others. So you have turned your heartbreak into something productive now. Don't waste your time chasing after girls, looking for love in the same place that you lost it. Use that energy, that unlimited amount of fuel, to become the man that you were always created to be. And if you need help becoming that man, if you want to actually level up in every single area of life, your confidence, your mindset, in the gym, you want to overcome lust, because that's a huge problem for men. And if you meet your dream partner today, but you haven't overcome lust, you're actually going to ruin that relationship. And that's even worse than not being in a relationship in the first place. I mean, if you want to learn how to communicate properly, if you want to overcome those childhood traumas and heal those wounds, if you want to learn what it means to really be a man, a real man, not the one that they're telling you that's, driving this car and that's what makes him a man, or, oh, he has this much muscle and that's not what makes a man. If you want to learn what a real man is, if you want to learn how to actually be a man of character, a man who has integrity with virtues, I have a community where I help men become the best version of themselves, reach their full potential by transforming their confidence. And there's hundreds of guys in there. We just hit 100+ people in the community. If you want to be a part of that, if you want to actually level up so that you can improve the world around you and become better for yourself and your future wife and your future family and everyone that you love, then the link to join the community will be somewhere in the description. And if you want to ask me any questions about bouncing back from a heartbreak, turning it into the best thing that ever happened to you, the same way I did, then also my Instagram will be somewhere in the description. Just send me a DM.